And David, back to you. Let's finish it out with what are you going to do to protect your election from election fraud?
So one of the most important things that we could do is focus on a great Secretary of State candidate that is going to blend the integrity of the past with the technology of the future. And so I agree, same day voting and whatnot, but I don't agree with paper ballots. I feel like in a lot of ways, we as Republicans are advocates for moving into the past with, why not stone ballots and rock carvings and smoke signals. So I just feel like let's move forward. Let's get it on a blockchain, which is unhackable, and have our votes being tallied the same way that we tally the stock market. What is good enough for our money should be good enough for our votes, and we could certainly do that. Have all of our votes tallied in one day. Have everybody do it online, and then that way we could bring back instant response to voting, and it's unhackable. Once you voted in the blockchain, it's diversified and it's out there. And so, again, I want to go back to backing a solid Secretary of State candidate that is going to bring integrity back to our election systems, transparency back into our election system, bring the integrity of the past into the future, and get it on a blockchain. And I believe that that candidate is Chris Bish, but she needs to be talked out of running for Congress and being, 535 members of Congress. I want her to help me clean up Sacramento and get to work, where we need her, which is in Sacramento, be one of one Secretary of State. We have a lot of really great people like Carol that are, pushing that fight and will carry that flag in DC. But we need some people to stay home in California. And I think, Chris Bish, I need her. I need her in Sacramento. Whether you want to elect me as governor or not, let's draft Chris Bish and have her run for Secretary of State.
Nice plug for Chris. And
Very
see, in
good.
other words, you don't want Chris to be a Bish for Congress, but to be a Bish for Secretary of State.
That's right.
I want her to be
Is that what it is?
HBIC, the head Bish
Head
in
Bish.
charge, or maybe the HBIS, the head Bish in Sacramento, because the Secretary of State's office is in many ways more important and more powerful than the governor's office. That's what we need to get control of. I mean, did you know that in California, you can't even identify as a veteran on the ballot with one of your 3 ballot designations? I think that's crazy talk. I think in a state with 1.8 million veterans, if we just addressed that and we started running a lot of veteran candidates, people are going to vote for veterans. People like veterans, they
Yes,
trust
they
them.
do.